body type van / side windows, which is absolute bollocks. The police use ANPR. They don't give it what the vehicle looks like to stop this ad hoc decision making by the DVLA and provide clarity for anyone building a campervan. Just think, oh, we'll just ignore the Ombudsman. What do they know? You can tell this is winding me up, can't you? They are prejudiced. They are prejudiced against private or DIY builders. So, after spending many hours converting my van into a camper van, I thought I'd better inform the DVLA, as you are meant to tell them of any changes. So I duly filled in the appropriate paperwork and sent it off to DVLA. So I followed the V1006 motor caravan conversion checklist, and also referring to the I forget what they call this. This is on their website. This is just additional information to do with the internal parts of the conversion. So, well, let's deal with the internal stuff first. So, seats and table. So you must have those. The seats and table must have the following features. They shall be an integral part of the vehicle living accommodation area, mounted independently of each other, of other items. A table mounting arrangement shall be secured as a permanent feature, although the tabletop may be detachable. Permanently secured seating must be fixed to the floor or side walls and available for use at the table, which I've done, all that. Category 2, sleeping accommodation shall be an integral part of the vehicle living accommodation area. Can either be beds or beds converted from seats. Must be secured as a permanent feature, either with the base structure of the vehicle floor to the side wall or to the side wall, unless a sleeping accommodation is provided over the driver's cab compartment, which I've done, over the cab but at the rear. Category 3, cooking facilities. Your conversion must have a minimum of a single ring cooker facility or microwave, which shall be secured directly to the vehicle floor or sidewall as a permanent feature. If the cooking facility is fueled by an onboard gas supply, the fuel reservoir must be secured in the storage cupboard or the reservoir secured to the vehicle structure. If the cooking facility is fueled by gas, have a remote fuel supply. The fuel supply pipe must be permanently secured to the vehicle structure. So we've done all that. Category 4, storage facilities. The storage facilities can be cupboard or locker, forming an integral part of the vehicle living accommodation, mounted independently of other items unless incorporated below the seat. Sleeping accommodation or cooker must be secured permanently to the vehicle floor or sidewall, except where the storage facility is over the driver's cab compartment. So that's all done as per DVLA instructions. So we'll have a quick look at the motor caravan conversion checklist. So it then just goes through the inside the interior features, so seats and tables, sleeping accommodation, cooking facilities, storage area, 2 or more windows on at least one side of the main body, yes, which we have. Photo of vehicle, VIN, chassis number to be supplied, yeah, we did that. V5 in the pack, yes, and some photos of the outside of the vehicle showing both sides, the front and rear, with the registration plates visible. See permanent external features below. So let's get on to the important bit, which is the sticky point with DVLA. The photos you send us need to be evidence that your vehicle has a combination of the following permanent external features. Please use the tick boxes below to tell us what features are present, or which features are present on your vehicle. So we have 2 or more windows on at least one side of the main body. Does not include windows on the driver's or passenger doors, to provide a reasonable amount of daylight into the living accommodation, which we have. A separate door which provides access to the living accommodation of the vehicle, excludes the driver and passenger doors. A window on the door counts as a separate window on the main body, which we have. Motor caravan style graphics, whatever they are, could be anything, couldn't it? On both sides of the vehicle, which we have. I think the word camper is a little bit of a giveaway there. An awning bar attached to either side of the vehicle, which we have. A high top roof. This does not include a pop top elevating roof, so you cannot have a pop top, basically is what they're saying. A high top roof, we have. It's a high top van. Then it goes on just to sign declaration, print name, blah blah. Your current body type must be one of the following to be able to change the body type to motor caravan. And there's a list there which I won't go through, but it's basically pedal vans, light vans, van with side windows, interestingly. Yeah, so that's that. So we've basically built a van to the specification or the recommendations that the DVLA have said we should do. So I've sent all that off with the pictures and everything, and the V5 duly came back. Taxation class light goods vehicle, which I think remains the same. Body type van / side windows, not motor caravan, which is what we want. So I then emailed the DVLA to let them know of the error of their ways, and received a reply basically saying that if I wasn't happy I need to raise a complaint, which I did. And basically had a reply back from the level 1 complaint people. Thank you for your correspondence, bloody blah, regarding vehicle ending ABX. I have been asked to formally review your case at step 1 of our complaints procedure. I refer to your request to amend the body type description of the above vehicle to a motor caravan, in commas, motorhome, in commas, in brackets. The body type information held on the DVLA record, vehicle record. Breaking these teeth in for a horse. Sorry about this. Can't read this writing. Must describe what a vehicle actually looks like in traffic. The description, in addition to other distinguishing features, enables the police and other enforcement agencies to easily identify vehicles, which is absolute bollocks. The police use ANPR. They don't give a toss what the vehicle looks like. They go for the registration number. That's what they look for. So that's nonsense. As already advised, although you have converted the interior of the vehicle with living facilities associated with a motor caravan, externally the vehicle does not have the permanent features required to be described as a motor caravan on your V5C logbook? Yes, it does. It's got everything that is listed in the conversion checklist. So that again is bollocks. This is typical DVLA nonsense. Your application has been fully assessed and this decision is final. We will not consider any reviews of your case unless you make further changes to your vehicle and can provide the supporting evidence as per guidance on the gov.uk /government/publications/converting a vehicle into a motor caravan. I'll put these links in the description. I have fully considered all the information available. If you feel that your complaint has not been resolved, you can request escalation to step 2 of the complaints process. Yes, I will be doing that. I have done that. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I then emailed, sent them an email back saying, please can you escalate this to step 2 of the complaints process, as I believe that I have converted my van, including the external features as per requirements in the V1000006 and the publication, which the link is there. And I sent them an image showing all the external features which they say on there. Basically, I was under the impression, this is my email again, I was under the impression that the new rules 2019 were supposed to stop this ad hoc decision making by the DVLA and provide clarity for anyone building a campervan, motor caravan. I have spent a lot of money to convert my van and it seems I should have just thrown a mattress in the back and called it done, which I might as well have done really. Then go on to say the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman has previously had to intervene in such cases, and I've got a link which I gave them, which I'll put in the description as well. I hope I do not have to go along the same route, which it looks as though I'm going to have to. Yeah, and the reply from that email was, I have escalated your complaint as requested to stage 2 and you should hear from them shortly, which took a while, and I think I know why that is. Unfortunately, we cannot give advice on, and this is to do with my question here. As I did ask them somewhere, can't see it there, where is it? I did ask them what I would need to do to make my caravan happy, make them happy with what I've done. Unfortunately, we cannot give advice on what is required on each individual case, and each application is assessed independently by a dedicated panel. Yeah, who don't really know what they're talking about by the looks of it. Before you can refer the case to the Ombudsman, you will need to go through our stage 2 complaints process, which I have done. And I've got the reply back from that. And it took a while, and I think I know why, which I'll come to in a minute. So we've got, thank you for your correspondence, blah blah blah. Important bit, I understand the frustration this matter has caused and continues to give you. I don't think you do. The images provided to us have been reviewed. A team of experienced clerks, yeah, have scrutinised the case. They obviously don't know the difference between a camper van and an ice cream van. Having done so, I can confirm that the previous advice given is correct, and we are unable to change the body type description to, well, they put motorhome, but actually it should be motor caravan, so they don't even know their own correct terms. I can only reiterate previous advice and confirm that the body type will remain as van with side windows, which is not exactly what it says. It's van / side windows on the V5. I understand you feel that you've followed the guidelines and met the criteria as set out on our website. However, the checklist is not intended to be prescriptive, so what's the point of it? Or exhaustive, and is for guidance purpose only. Which this kind of goes against, well, I'll get to this in a minute actually, kind of goes against what the ruling by the Ombudsman was. The body type may still be changed despite the vehicle not having all the modifications listed online. Conversely, there'll be certain vehicles whose original frame or outer structure is so distinctive in appearance that it's difficult to deviate from the initial manufacturer's design. Unfortunately, it is difficult to significantly change the external appearance of vehicles such as your vehicle that were originally constructed as a panel van. And that's absolute bollocks as well, because many, Wild Axe being one of them, if you look at the Wild Axe Solaris XL, if you look at that vehicle, it looks exactly the same as mine, and I did actually email them and they confirmed that their vehicles are registered as motor caravans, and they look the same as mine. So that statement from DVLA is just bollocks. And there's many other, I've got no affiliation with Wild Axe, by the way. That was one of the first ones I found when I searched for vehicles which use the Fiat Ducato as a base vehicle. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of that stuff there this is exactly why the case was raised, or the two cases were raised, and I'll put a link in the description about that on the Ombudsman site. That's exactly why these cases were raised in the first place. So DVLA obviously just think, oh, we'll just ignore the Ombudsman. What do they know? They have no real power at all. Yeah, I would appreciate you would like to us. I would appreciate you would like us to advise. Hell, I got that. Like to us to advise you how to modify the vehicle, but we are unable to do so. So how can I get my vehicle registered as a motorhome, a motor caravan, when they can't even tell me what I need to do? As previously advised, this is another reason why the cases were brought with the Ombudsman, because there was just no clarity. Even if we are unable to change the body type to motorhome / caravan, vehicle keepers are still able to use the vehicle for such purposes, providing the necessary safety standards are met. Yeah, right. Finally, I must emphasise that the allocation of the motorhome body type does not provide vehicles with any additional benefits. Well, kind of not strictly true. It does not affect the insurance. Well, it can do. I would say if you insure your van with side windows, if you insure it as a motor caravan and you wrote it off, made a claim with the insurance company, they could possibly say you have not correctly insured told us what your vehicle is. According to DVLA, your vehicle is a van with side windows, which is a commercial vehicle, as opposed to a motor caravan. So they could try and wriggle out of any claim you tried to make. What was it? Oh yeah, it does not have any effect on speed restrictions. Well, actually it does. A van with side windows is a commercial vehicle, so you are restricted to 50 miles per hour in a 60, 60 miles per hour in a 70. So you could potentially if you're doing 68 on the motorway, you could potentially receive a fine for speeding, because the speed cameras are ANPR. They will just take your registration plate, go to the DVLA and say, what is this vehicle? And they'll say, oh, it's a van with side windows, a commercial vehicle, and you'll receive a fine. Whereas if it was registered as a motor caravan, you are legally allowed to do 60 and 70 on said roads. Yeah, you can appeal if you were to get a fine, but then it's extra hassle that you have to go through. So why should you have to go through that extra hassle just because DVLA can't be asked to change the vehicle body type on your V5? No skin off their nose whatsoever. And their reasons for not changing it, like I've said, they're just bollocks, really. You can tell this is winding me up, can't you? Does it have any effect on speed restrictions? Still toll charges? Well, yes, it can. It could do if they were really finicky and went by the DVLA listing on your V5 or other legislative requirements. So that was basically them saying, stuff you, we're not changing it. A body type is fundamentally a descriptor that has been developed to capture the external appearance of the vehicle as seen in traffic. So then why do they allow the commercial vehicle campervan builders to register their vehicles as motor caravans? Which makes me think they are prejudiced. They are prejudiced against private or DIY builders. Okay, next sentence. Its only function is to assist the public, police and other enforcement agencies in establishing vehicle appearance and identification in, for example, in a road traffic incident where the registration number may be unknown. How on earth? That's just absolute rubbish, isn't it? You know, if the registration plate is missing from the vehicle, or in such a state from the accident, well, the van wouldn't be recognisable either, would it? You know, it's ridiculous statement. I understand this will be a disappointing response. I can assure you we have fully considered, no you haven't, the information and evidence available. It is regrettable, however, there will be occasions where I think this is quite a common thing actually, where we will be unable to give a customer what they would like or agreed with their views. No, we like to sit here and make the rules up as we go along. Should you have any new information, like what, we are happy to review your case again. If not, this brings the DVLA procedure to an end. Further options can be found in the blah 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 blah. Yes, right, so next stage is to raise a case with the Ombudsman, which I started to do, and then it came up and said before you raise a case with the Ombudsman you need to raise an issue with your MP. And there is the, I think, the delay, a reason for the delay in getting this this back from the DVLA, this second level complaint, because I can't raise an issue with my MP at the moment because they're all broken up due to the election. So I've got to wait for the election to conclude before I can raise this with my MP, then wait for them to come back before I can raise it with the Ombudsman. Yes, so they're basically just delaying the inevitable. I'll just make a little, I've got this Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman website. The and this is a news and blog to do with the DVLA's poor communication causes confusion for campervan owners. And this was dated the 12th of October 2022. Communication failures by the DVLA about what a campervan is leave people confused. Sure it does. This is a failure of DVLA's role, exactly, according to the National Ombudsman. So they went just go on to say about these two cases that were brought to them previously. That's a little bit there. I will put the in the description so you can have a look at this for yourself and have a read through. It's quite interesting. But basically concludes that the DVLA said this was hang on. The DVLA said it was due to making changes to the way they processed applications after realising in June they suddenly realised in June 2019 they had not been applying their existing vehicle body type policy as originally intended, because they were kind of working to the old rules, which were slightly different and even more slack, even more ambiguous. The Ombudsman found that not communicating about this significant change in a clear and timely way was maladministration on the part of DVLA. The DVLA was also found guilty of maladministration for not being transparent about what's required to register a vehicle as a campervan and its processes. The PHSO recommended that the DVLA apologises to the complainants and gives them £100 in recognition of their distress, confusion and frustration. Creates an action plan about how it intends to ensure that applications have sufficiently detailed information available to them before undertaking a conversion, about what elements constitute a vehicle body type motor caravan, which is this, the V1006, and I've followed that to the letter. So they're just ignoring the Ombudsman ruling. Provides the Ombudsman with details on how it intends to make clear to customers the processes involved in determining a body type, and in particular making a decision on what body type to sign an application for a motor type for body type a motor caravan. So yeah, basically DVLA just ignored all that, haven't they? Yeah, so if you've had the same sort of thing and had your changes refused on when you've sent in your V5, I suggest, as long as you've followed this, the V1006, as long as you followed that, I suggest you raise a complaint. The more people complain about this, the better, and we can probably get DVLA to see the error of their ways finally, and they might actually do what they're meant to do and follow their own rules. Yeah, so yeah, comments please. I would like to see some comments about this. It's a bit of a sore point amongst the campervan motorhome home builders world. I've seen no end of things about this on forums and such. So yeah, would be nice to see some likes on the video to raise its profile on YouTube, as my videos don't tend to get a lot of views anyway. So right, I'm now going to have a cup of tea because my voice is failing, throat is getting sore. Yeah, so if you've lasted this long, thanks for watching, and please like, please subscribe, and keep watching the videos. Thank you.